Hey friends, so today I am going to show you how to make the simple Tunisian shawl. This is such a fun and easy pattern. I'm basically going to show you how to start it, how to increase, and how to color change because it's pretty much the same repeat all the way through. So you're just going to need an acrylic yarn and then a 6.5 millimeter Tunisian crochet hook. These things are all linked down below, as well as a link to the blog post where you can find the free pattern and a link to the purchasable PDF. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so I just pulled from my little yarn stash to show you how to do this. And the first thing you're going to do is make a slip knot. Again, I always try to remind you to leave a long enough tail that you can weave in. And we're going to start by chaining 2. So just 1, 2. In the second chain from the hook, you're going to insert, yarn over, and draw up a loop. You'll have 2 loops on your hook. So that would be our first right to left row. Now we're going to do the left to right row, or the odd row, which is also referred to as the standard reverse row. And it's real simple. It's just a yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so this is right here in the beginning is where it can get a little finicky, but just go slow and try to pay as close of attention as you can. And let's see if we can adjust that lighting. I'm going to zoom you in too, just so you can see a little bit better. All right. So if we're looking at this, normally in Tunisian, we would see like these vertical bars, right? Well, because we're going to increase on one side, because remember we're kind of like making this V, because we're increasing on one side, we're going to do something a little bit different here at the end. And right at the beginning is where it gets a little confusing. So I'm going to try to go slow and explain as best as possible. But remember, you're training your eyes to see something. So these vertical bars is what we're always kind of looking for in Tunisian crochet. So this vertical bar right here, our loop kind of counts. That's like the beginning. And right here, you can see where this vertical bar is. There's like a little space. I'm going to stick my hook in that space right there. Okay, that little space. Now normally that would be the end stitch, and you always want to make sure you have 2 loops, but because we're increasing, rather than doing that, we're only going to go through 1 loop at first. So if you'll notice on the previous row we had just 2. So we've just added a stitch, right? And now we're going to go back into that same space, but making sure we pick up both of those, yarn over, and so we've just increased. So let me back that out real quick and show you again. So normally you would just do that last stitch like that, but because we're increasing, we go under the first loop, yarn over, draw it up, go into the same space, but make sure we pick up both of those ends, yarn over, draw up a loop for a total of 3. And now we do the standard reverse row. So it's a yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So as you look, you can see now we have 1, 2, 3 horizontal bars. Okay, so with 3 you can kind of see what we need to do now. So now we're going to do the Tunisian knit stitch. So what you'll do is right here where your vertical bar is, remember you don't do anything here on this first one. Right here where your vertical bar is, there's a space right there. So you're going to take your hook, insert it, draw up a loop, and then again, remember this would be the end stitch, but because we're increasing, we go through only 1 loop at first. So there's 3 loops, And now we do the last stitch. Under both loops, yarn over, draw up a loop, and now we have 4. So that first one right there before you do the very last stitch, so the second to last stitch is where the increase is happening, and the increase is happening on the left side. So now it's standard reverse row. Yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so we're going to do this a couple more times just so you can kind of see. And I think that the reason why people struggle is because their eyes just aren't trained to see stuff yet. And that's what we're working towards, is making sure that your eyes can see it. Trying to bring down this lighting just a bit. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, and now 4. So again, the first one we don't do anything with. The second one, right there, there's your vertical bar, and there's kind of this space right here. We're going to take our hook, insert, yarn over, draw up a loop. Here's the next vertical bar, and it's kind of hiding behind right there. You insert your hook, yarn over, draw up a loop, making sure we're focusing on the right spot. And then remember, this is the second to last stitch. So we go through 1 loop, yarn over, draw it up. We just did our increase. And now we finish off the row going through those last 2. And so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the second to last stitch is where the increase happens. Now it's time for standard reverse. So yarn over, draw through 1, yarn over, draw through 2, yarn over, draw through 2, and just keep going, yarn over, draw through 2s. So I'm going to zoom you out just a little bit. If I can get my camera to focus. Let me zoom it out. Okay, so let's do the next few at this distance and see if this maybe helps too. Okay, so remember, in Tunisian, we're always looking for those vertical bars, right? Always. All right, so this one is done. We don't mess with that one. See that vertical bar, and right there, that space, take our hook, complete a Tunisian knit stitch, go into the next one, Tunisian knit stitch, go into the next one, Tunisian knit stitch. Okay, so that's 4. Here's where our increase is going to happen. Go through that 1 loop. There's our increase. And then the last one is going through both loops, just like that. And so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you do yarn over, draw through 1. This is standard reverse. Yarn over, draw through 2. Yarn over, draw through 2. And just do that all the way back across, just like so. So you can already see our project is starting to grow, right? And with blocking, this little like deep edge right here will go away. You don't have to worry about that. The blocking will cause it to lay perfectly flat. So that's how you would do that. You just keep doing that until you get to the color change that is described in the pattern, or if you're just kind of doing your own color combination, you would just go until you're ready to change colors. So we're just going to pretend like you're ready to change colors. Okay. And this is how I do it. I just yarn over and pull through and kind of make that, like close it off so it's a little more secure. And then I just put my hook back in that same space, grab my new color, make sure that I have a long enough tail for weaving in, throw that onto my hook and just draw up that loop, and then we keep cruising along as if we haven't done anything. So now that we've got our new color on, we're going to do the same exact thing. So we're going to do the Tunisian knit stitch. You just insert your hook, yarn over, draw up a loop, Tunisian knit stitch again, Tunisian knit stitch, Tunisian knit stitch, and then here's where our increase is going to happen. So remember, in the last one, rather than going through both, you go through the first loop, and then you go through both of the loops like that and draw it up. So right there, you can see how everything is kind of coming up out of the work, but this one's not. That's where our increase is happening, second to last stitch. And now we do the standard reverse. Yarn over, draw through one, yarn over, draw through two, yarn over, draw through two, and just keep going just like that. And we'll pull that tight. And I'll do one more row in the blue. So here's the blue. You insert your hook into that first Tunisian space. Okay, you can see it with the blue a little bit better. Right there is where our hook goes. Insert like that. Keep going all the way across. Okay, we're at our increase. So remember, you grab that first loop, just like that, and then put it through both of them at the end. And I want to stop right here and just point out, do you see how the stitches are looking like the stockinette net from knitting? That's exactly what we want. Standard reverse is yarn over, pull through one, and then yarn over, pull through two the rest of the way. Really simple, really easy. And just like that. And you just keep going and going and going until you reach either the length that the pattern gives or the length that you desire. And you can do as many color changes. You can really have a lot of fun and customize this to exactly how you want. Now, because you are using an acrylic yarn, I do recommend blocking. That will help this have a better, more triangular shape, and it will lay a lot better for you. But I hope that you like this pattern. I'm still trying to work out what types of details are most helpful for you all in these tutorials. So feel free to head down to the comments and just kind of maybe give me some tips and pointers. I mean, you guys are my greatest teachers, helping me learn how to be a better teacher myself. So if you have suggestions, put those down in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe. And yeah, everything that you need to complete this pattern is linked down below. And again, don't get frustrated if you don't get it at first. Just start the video over, pause, go back. Really simple, really easy. And another thing too, right here, when you get ready to sew in your ends, this is how I like to do it. I take these two tails and I tie them tight, just kind of knot them like that. And then right there is where I would weave in my end. I'd weave in the pink onto the pink side and the blue onto the blue side. So that's really simple. And again, blocking always does wonders for your projects. So don't forget that crucial step. Okay, so I hope that this was helpful. I hope that this inspires you and encourages you to give Tunisian crochet a try. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.